Hey guys, Heidi Easley here, and I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties, and I'm going to be basically painting the start of a painted prayer, but also I'm going to be talking to you about what to charge for your paint parties, okay? So if you're watching the replay, if you'll put replay. If you're watching it live, please put live. And I want to talk about two different ways to charge. So how you charge ladies events, and then how you charge women's, ladies and women's are the same. How you charge ladies events, and also how you charge kids events, okay? So if you are struggling with this, let me know if you are struggling with what to charge for different places, okay? And I'm gonna be just kind of starting this painted prayer. For those of you that do not know what a painted prayer is, please let me know in the comments. And I love for y'all to tag people that might benefit them with their paint party business. This is a real technical technique here, guys. I just did a bunch of loop-de-loops. See, I just did that. This was the start of another painting, but I'm changing it. So if you would tag a friend that may find this useful, and I'm going to be sharing what to charge for kids events and women's events, and how to kind of get that going with your paint parties. A lot of people really struggle with the charging part of it. And if you're one of those that struggle with the charging, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you have a question about what you struggle with. So here's my deal. The very first time, the first time I taught a paint party was actually over 10 years ago. I was teaching as an elementary teacher. My first year teaching was middle school. And oh my gosh, those poor kids, because I didn't know what I was doing yet. I was learning. And I remember going to one of those paint nights, and the paint night said, I was talking to the owner, and she was talking about how, I'm going to put some green in here. And let me know if y'all have questions. This one right here is a yellow-green. And then I also used a blue. And I have on my website, texasartandsoul.com, you can see it behind me. That way, there it is. A Painted Prayers 5-day challenge you can do if you're interested. And I'll walk you through kind of a Bible study in addition to how to start and complete an entire painted prayer in 5 days. But the first time I did it, I remember she said, yeah, I can pay you $50 to teach this paint party. And I thought, oh my gosh, $50 is amazing for like 2 hours of work. You gotta be kidding me. And I was so excited. And I remember teaching a few paintings here and there. And then what happened was they were called How Great Thou Art. And the owners were not artists. They were not artists. So they were basically relying on people like me to actually do the party. And for those of y'all, did y'all wonder what was about my shirt? Did anybody wonder? Did y'all know what May 2nd is? Who can guess? Who can guess? I might have Happy Mail for somebody who shares this and knows what May 2nd is. Does anybody know what May 2nd is? Do you know what May 2nd is? I'm so excited for May 2nd. I know, I gotta calm down. So I remember she, they were artists. Well, they were not artists, but they were, dependent on people like me to do their paint parties, which was awesome for people like me who was trying to make some extra money. But they went out of business because they couldn't run the events. And I think they didn't really understand how to do it yet. I mean, they weren't really business owners. And so they didn't understand the marketing side of things. They didn't understand how to make things happen, how to get repeat customers, all of those things. So nobody can guess what's happening May 2nd. Nobody. I'm going to give y'all one more minute. If not, I'm going to tell y'all what's happening May 2nd. It's very exciting. So anyway, I remember her saying, you can take this painting. It's already been booked. It's at a school, and you can take this painting event and you can do it yourself. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And I ended up making like $300 and something for that one event by myself. And that is when it opened up my mind. I went, I'm making at that time like $21,000 as a teacher. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I could make $50 in a couple hours, teaching a paint party for someone. And then what really hit home was whenever I did my own event. and I made all the money, like $307. And it just always in the back of my mind had my wheels turning, and I ended up going to, oh, is it the drawing? Good guess. Is it Janie? Good. I hope I'm saying that right. Janie? I bet that's right. Good guess, Janie. But no, the drawing is on May. And if any of y'all don't know what the drawing is, I'm giving away over $200 worth of art supplies. It's pinned at the top of my Facebook page, so make sure you enter. I'm picking one person, and I'm actually going to do a Facebook Live to give that stuff away to that one person. And then you're also going to get a mermaid tail. So it's in my pinned post at the top of this page. So it's not the giveaway. I think that is May 15th. I think May 15th I'm giving it. Oh, Deborah! Woo! Janet says National Prayer Day. Good guess, but no. Deborah says new paint party series. Yes. Okay, so I do this about twice a year, and it is my free Paint Party Revolution series, May 2nd. So if you want to learn, there's going to be 3 things that you can learn on that. You're going to learn all about supplies. That'll be video number 1. Number 2, how to book a paint party fast. You will actually be booking paint parties during this free series. And then number 3, oh, Janie. Did I say it right? Janie, I hope. Janie. Yes, I got it. And then the third thing you're going to learn is how to get prepaid painters, which is what everybody wants to know. How to get prepaid painters, because you can book paint parties all day long, which that's really easy when you start to do it. But people get excited and end up booking paint parties, but they don't know how to fill the seats. They don't know how to get butts in the seats. And not just butts in the seat, but prepaid butts in the seats. Okay, that is very important to the livelihood of your paint party business. So I'm going to discuss real quick, those of you that are just joining, share this if you think a friend can use it. We are doing kids' party prices versus women's party prices. Okay, so the kids, here is the range for the kids. So like I said, when I first started, I was getting paid a certain amount, right? This is bright metallic paint. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I am getting together a painted prayer. Actually, it's a donation item for a silent auction for a school. They're trying to raise some money. So I am doing this for a friend of mine. I thought I'd just show y'all some of the process while I was doing it. So, and I just painted the background. I'm going to start putting some stencils on because y'all know I love my gold stencils. I love some gold stencils. So the first of the kids depends. So I charge anywhere from $12 a kid on up to $30 a kid, depending on what is happening, okay? So for example, I might have a place, and this is what I teach in my Paint Party Headquarters group. I teach a ton of marketing techniques because here's the deal. You don't have to be the best painter to run a paint party business, but you do have to know how to market. And that's where I share tons of tricks and tips, because it's not all about just doing one way of marketing for the rest of your life and you have it set. Marketing is constantly changing. And I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I actually have my degree in marketing and communication, my minor in psychology, and my associates in art. I did go back, so don't worry if any parents are watching. I did go back and get all of my certifications. I'm actually technically certified to teach in 5 different states because I taught online art as well. However, you don't need any of that to teach paint parties, any of that. So I know some of you have this fear of imposter syndrome. Is anybody out there that feels like that I'm not good enough? I don't know if I can do this. I can't paint as good as you, or I can't paint as good as so-and-so. I'm just going to let you know, I am not the best painter in the world, by far. I mean, my art, you can tell, is very bright, whimsical. I am teaching at my paint parties beginner style art every time. None of it is fine art. None of it is, really intense. None of that. If I was teaching that, I wouldn't have the repeat customers I do, because that's a whole different strategy. You're not teaching fine art like Painting with a Twist says, who paved the way for people like you and me. It's fun art, not fine art. That's what they say, and I just love that because they have totally paved the way for mobile artists like you and me. So for kids, I'll go anywhere from $12 a kid, depending on the project, on up to $30 a kid that I just did 40 kids a couple of weeks ago where I had $30 a kid and there was 40 signed up prepaid. Now, guys, that is the ticket. And if you want to learn how to get prepaid painters, you need to sign up for this video series. It starts May 2nd, which is in just 2 days. And to get access to that, there is a link in the description. You can join the wait list. It's going to put you on the wait list for Paint Party headquarters, but that's just going to give you access to this free video series. You know, we only do this a couple times a year, and you're going to be booking parties during that free series. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Okay, so let's see. She says, I used to babysit the little girl, couldn't say Janice, so she said Jan G, and it evolved to Janny G, and then Janny stuck. That's so cute. All right, so that's the kids' prices. Any questions on the kids' party prices? All right, and then the women's prices. If you're just starting out and you're nervous, you can charge $25 for your first one, but what I don't recommend is you stay there. I had a lady the other day that messaged me, and I felt so bad for her, but then I was kind of like, really? She was upset because she had been doing a bunch of free paint parties and donating all of her time and her energy and her resources. Then she tried to start charging for paint parties, and she wondered why nobody would pay her. And I'm like, well, it's because you've been running around doing free paint parties all the time. So you have to remember, like, you don't want to be the cheapest person in the area. You don't want to be that person. If you're, you know, like giving a paint party for $15, I don't know about y'all, but I'm like, what are they going to give me for $15? You know, I mean, I can get a snack at Starbucks and a coffee, and that costs me $10. And here you are going to charge, you know, for a 2-hour event, maybe even a 2.5-hour event, and it's only $15. It immediately, like, you don't think so, but it immediately tells that person's brain, like, it's too cheap, something's wrong with it, and I don't want to be a part of it. Okay, do a like or heart if you understand what I'm saying. It's kind of like when you do something at a garage sale and you offer it, you know, at a certain price, and then, you know, all of a sudden nobody takes it. Or you have this, like, really, I mean, we were trying to basically give away a recliner just so we didn't have to haul it. It was a lazy boy recliner. It was great shape. We were just done with it and getting a different couch, and I put it on buy, sell, trade, and nobody would take it. And I'm like, this thing is like worth $650 that we paid for it just a few years ago. But nobody would take it because they're like, why is it free? What's wrong with it? What's going on? You know, I mean, it's just that way. So I want you to remember, when you're getting angry about people not paying for your stuff, you have to think about, like, what are you charging and why you're charging it. So for women's events, I started out at $25 when I wasn't very confident and I didn't have a lot of experience yet, but it's always gone up from there. So now my prices, you know, $35 across the board is okay. And if y'all have any questions, let me know. And Jay says, I love your positive energy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm one of those people, I feel like you can sit there all day long and say there's no opportunities, there's nobody that's going to pay that, there's blah, 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 right? Everybody has those people in their lives that every single thing you say is negative, and they're going to twist it no matter what they say. And I used to be that person. My husband used to laugh and joke and say, I'm going to lift this now, so let me know if y'all can see it. Yay! Can y'all see that? My husband used to make a joke, and it really hurt my feelings, and now I took it to heart and I started making a change. But he said, Heidi, you would complain if you won the cash option of the lottery. And at first I was kind of like, why would he say that? And I was all mad. And then I started thinking about it. I had just gotten in this cycle of everything was a complaint. Like, it did not matter how good my life was. It was almost like I felt like, and tell me if y'all can relate to this or if I'm the only crazy one in the bunch. It felt like I was almost undeserving of good things in my life. Like, I felt like I was not allowed to have good things in my life because other people were suffering or other people weren't doing as good. And so even when something good would happen, I would demean it, or I would make it not as awesome because I thought, well, that's not fair to those other people. You know, and then it hit me. I started thinking, like, first off, I'm complaining all the time, and nobody wants to hang around a complainer. And the second thing I thought is, you know, I painted this, and this is kind of what started Painted Prayers years ago, was Marianne Williamson. She's, you know, a thought leader. She's actually in the running for, like, the preliminary as a president, which I'm not getting into politics here. But a quote she said that I really love, and she talks about, you know, who are you not to be? Great, you know, you're a child of God, and when you dim your light, like it unconscious, like whenever you shine your light, it unconsciously gives other people the right to shine theirs. And I actually painted that. It's just in the other room. And I painted it and I made it into this massive, you know, it's a huge quote, and I did all the lettering, and I just read it every day, and now I have it in my laundry room area. And so anytime I start to think like, no, I feel like I'm not deserving or something, or I feel like, you know, I can't be happy because good things are happening and because other people maybe are in a bad spot, we have to be grateful all the time. Because here's the deal, guys, every single one of us has a story. Every single one of us has times in our life, this is just a giant stencil. Every single one of us has times in our life when things are going to go great, and then we're all going to have times in our life when things really stink. So what I tell my daughter, I'm like, we have to always be grateful all the time, because you never know when the bad times are coming, because it's not a matter of if they're going to come, they will come. Everybody's in a cycle. We all have different cycles of when things are really high and when things are really low. And so I think it's so important that we like practice this gratitude all the time, because then when things are not doing as well, we can still have that contrast of remember when things were really great. But if we're always like in the mode of, yeah, things are great, but I just can't really celebrate because so-and-so over there is not doing so good. Like, really? Come on, you know? I mean, do what you're supposed to do. Again, you are a child of God, and you have got to stop like playing the martyr. And that does nobody good. Nobody good at all. And so I think whenever I got that message from her, you know, on pricing, I'm like, I feel for her, but in the same sense, I'm like, lady, you can't sit there and give everybody free paint parties and then be resentful because nobody wants to pay for your paint parties. So if you want to learn more about that, again, I do this a couple of times a year. I probably won't do this again until September. Basically, I take the videos down after the start of this. It happens May 2nd. And you can click on the link in the description to get access to this free training, and then you'll get an email. So after you kind of click to get access, it's going to send an email to your inbox. It is very important that you check your spam. Very important, because it will go to spam, and then you'll never see my emails, and you'll be like, oh man, I really wanted to do this paint party thing, and Heidi was teaching me, and then now life gets in the way and you missed it, right? So don't miss it. You have got to watch these 3 videos. They're only about 20 minutes long, but they will show you. The first one is going to show you all about supplies and what to get, what I currently use, where I buy it. Number 2 is going to show you how to get a party booked like fast. I mean, you'll actually be doing this and getting parties booked as we're going. And then step number 3, how to get prepaid painters, which is the thing that people struggle with most. And guys, I'm sitting here telling you not as somebody who did paint parties years ago. I'm a person who does paint parties. I have one on Thursday. I mean, I do them every single month. And I also teach I teach 200 women in my paint party headquarters group how to do the same thing. And they are getting so much good results. So like, for example, Noelle, this sweet, sweet lady, the first time she did this paint party at a restaurant, it got canceled. She didn't have any prepaid painters. So she adjusted some of the marketing strategies that I show her, and she did a couple of different things. And then the next one was sold out with 20 painters, prepaid, not hoping. You know, a lot of y'all, you sit there and you do an event on Facebook and you see that 112 people are interested and 14 people are going, and then you set up for 14 thinking, well, 14 said they're going. No, Facebook is lying. Okay, those people, you know, the people that always just say they're going to everything and they never show up? I never ever count those numbers as for real unless they have already paid. I do not get a party ready unless they have already paid. I'm not saying that from a place of ego. I'm saying that from a place of I have made that mistake time and time again, and I have learned from that mistake. So for those of you that don't know me, I guess I should introduce myself. Tell me if you're new here. My name is Heidi Easley, and I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties. And I have been basically consistently teaching paint parties for over 7 years. And I've taught anywhere from 2 people at a paint party all the way up to 129 at a paint party. And I absolutely love huge events, but that is not my full income. That's not the way I make most of my money. The way I make most of my money is parties of 10, parties of 15, parties of 20, parties of 25. And that's where the money comes in. And then always around the fall time, the parties always go up. Now they're, 25, now they're 30, now they're 50. And so you'll start to see a cycle. But what I find that a lot of people do is they get scared. So Noelle was one of those that didn't get scared. She knew she just had to adjust her marketing. So because she didn't get scared, she reaped the reward. She had this huge party, sold out. People are excited about coming back the next month. And now she has this venue that trusts her and likes her and that she can go to every month. So I want y'all to remember, it's not just about, oh, I booked one party and that's it. The coolest thing is once you, oh, welcome, Krista. Krista's new to us. Once you are, and I have a ton of videos on my YouTube. It's Texas Art and Soul, right there. If you want to look up my YouTube videos, I have a bunch of information for y'all there too. But it's not just about, let's do one party and hope it works well. Once you start to do one party and you charge, the right price and you have those customers, isn't that pretty? It's from wiping off the gold. I think I might add some glitter to this while we're waiting. Go ahead and ask a couple questions. I'm gonna be here on here just a couple of minutes. If you have not downloaded, if you have not put your name on the list to receive this May 2nd training, I want you to do that right now because again, it only lasts once, I only do it twice a year. So, and it's only gonna last for, I think it's May 2nd, May 9th, and May 2nd, May 6th, and May 9th. That's the times that it's gonna come out. And then also, let me know if you are a person who is already teaching paint parties or if you're thinking of teaching paint parties, okay? All right, so these are some new glitters I just got, which I'm obsessed with. They're very, very thick. So I'm gonna just kind of play around with them on the sides. Again, I'm giving this, this is how I like to do it. this is how I like to do this. Let's see, Christy says, can't wait to see the training. I'm new as well. Yeah, you're gonna get so much info, but you have to be, it's sent through my email list. It's not just put directly on Facebook. So you have to be on my email list to get the training. So make sure you sign up. The link is in the description. So you're gonna learn all about supplies. You're gonna learn how to book a paint party fast. And then you're gonna learn third, how to get prepaid painters. I go into a ton of detail. And Trisha, to get signed up, all you do is go, May 2nd it starts, but right now you wanna go to that link in the description and it's gonna say get on the Paint Party Headquarters wait list. That is every year, I can't say every year. It's only 1 year old, guys. I just opened Paint Party Headquarters. We're actually throwing a huge birthday celebration on Mother's Day. So there's gonna be a massive birthday celebration on Mother's Day. And I'll open the doors to my Paint Party Headquarters program, but you'll be able to see a little bit about what it's about. And then the coolest thing is when I opened that last year, we have almost 200 women in there now. And not only are they having success with their paint parties and they're, getting all of these things they need, they're also sharing like crazy, not only sharing tips that are working for them, but they're sharing their painting rights too, which is crazy to me. I just love that. They're so sweet in there and I love them so much. So that's been really cool to see as the group grows. Deborah says, already teaching. Yay, Deborah. Okay, so Deborah, about how many paint parties are you doing and what are you charging? I guess that's the question. We'll keep it on topic. So basically, to get access to that, go to the link in the description. If you have a friend that's interested in this, guys, May 2nd, this is when it releases, the 3-part workshop, Paint Party Revolution. I don't want you to miss it because you're thinking, life got in the way. Guys, these are 20-minute videos that are going to give you progress immediately. And the last time I talked about these videos, was in January. And so in January, I talked about these videos and one lady got so good at booking parties, I had to tell her to stop. Like, don't book any more parties. We've got to get butts in the seat. Like, you've got to get prepaid painters. So sometimes we can get comfortable with the step that we're really good at, but then we start to just taper off when we're not so, good at the next step. But again, if you persevere like Noelle, you might end up with a painting that's canceled, but then the next painting is 20 people and it's sold out. So I don't know about y'all, but 20 people, let's say she charged $40 a head. 20 people times $40 is $800. If I'm doing my math right, is that right? $800. Minus a few expenses, you are still making a huge profit for a night of work. And that is always good in my book. I don't know about y'all, but that is fun money to me. So Shannon says, how do you get started in doing paint parties? I'm in Ohio, and I make pallet signs and yardsie, growth boards, and more. Oh my gosh, so you just take, do you have to have a good questions. Yeah, I'll answer questions here for just a couple more minutes. So you just take what you're already selling, Shannon, and you just turn that into a paint party. So for example, the huge welcome signs, I did that as a paint party last month. I'm doing that as a paint party in a few weeks in May. So you just take the things that you're already selling one off, but you do it as a paint party. For example, painted prayers. If anybody is interested in doing a 5-day painted prayer challenge with me, check this website, texasartandsoul.com. If you scroll down a little bit, you can click on it and immediately sign up for the Painted Prayers Challenge. It's $10 and it walks you straight through how to do a painted prayer. And I do a Bible study and I talk a lot more in depth about doing painted prayers as a paint party. But that Painted Prayer Challenge, basically I can do these all day long and sell them. I have behind me, maybe it's okay if I'm not okay. I have tons of painted prayers I've done, and I could sell those one off all day long. However, that's a lot of time for me to put and invest in that stuff. I can do a painted prayer paint party, and I can have 30 people at one time paying me $40 or $45 a person, and now I've made way more money. So you just take, especially if you're already selling stuff, Shannon, you just take what you're selling and you turn it into like those growth boards. That would be so cute as a paint party. I hope I'm saying your name right. Ananithia? I hope. Yes, so to sign up for May 2nd, the Paint Party Revolution free series, I only offer it twice a year, so do not wait. There is a link in the description. It's going to say sign up for the Paint Party headquarters wait list. You'll also get a free little traceable. And make sure you do that right now because I want you to not miss out. Make sure you check your spam so that you have it in your inbox so you know you're getting stuff from me. Because May 2nd, you should get an email from me at 10 a.m. that says the first video. It's going to give you access to the first video. Okay, let's see. Do you have to get a business license? Okay, so Terry, I have a DBA. So it's doing business as Texas Art and Soul. So I highly recommend, it's only like 10 or 20 bucks. I got mine way back in, I think, 2013, maybe 2012. Do a DBA and you just go to your county clerk's office and get it there. Deborah says 6 classes so far, $40. So the 6 classes, Deborah, is that $40 per person? Let me know. If not, I'm going to talk to you really, I need to talk to you about your pricing structure because that is not enough. Oh, good. Trisha just signed up. Okay, so if you have a friend that wants to, do y'all want to see me add glitter? Or are y'all good without me adding glitter? What I want you to do is if you have a friend who is artsy, crafty, they do not have to be the best painter. Again, like I said, I am not the best painter. I am not formally trained. You just have to have a passion for people. I like to say a love for God, because you know, my whole business is about serving women, and it's not just about painting. It's about, you know, people are escaping their lives for a couple hours, and how can I show them love, show God's love through art, you know, sometimes without even speaking his name. How can we do that? And I think sometimes that we think it's just a paint party and it's just about money, and it's not. There is so much more. To me, it's a mission. To me, it's the way God's given me a chance to talk to people like you. It's totally the way that God's given me a chance to pray for people before they show up at a paint party. Maybe, I mean, I have one lady that comes alone every single month. I have a monthly event that I go to, and she comes alone, and she's starting to make friends, and she's just, you know, I don't know what she's escaping right now, or I don't know, you know, what's been hard in her life, but as we talked earlier, we all have something. We just have it at different stages, and some of us are on the high of doing stuff great, and some of us are on the life really sucks right now train, right? I mean, we all have that. So what are you able to provide that next that person at your paint party? And I think when you start looking at it like that, and you start praying for God to show you opportunities, instead of sitting there every second going, this isn't going to work, people aren't going to pay me, because yes, they will. It is, I'd say 90% about marketing. And that is where I really like to shine. That is where I really, really help and devote time to Paint Party Headquarters, is a lot of marketing, because marketing strategies change all the time. And again, that's where, you know, I like to experiment and come up with stuff and, you know, figure it out. And then that's what I do. I get on there and I teach Paint Party Headquarters. But you're going to get a ton of free information through this Paint Party workshop, this Paint Party Revolution workshop. Okay, Deborah, good girl. She said 40 a person. Deborah, wasn't that awesome to make that much money? And anybody in here like struggle with anxiety, you can just do a heart or a check. I'm going to get off here in just a second, but I just want to talk briefly about that, because I have some anxiety issues, and I want to tell you what happens when I teach a paint party. It is crazy. Shannon says, I always feel like I'm charging too much. How do I figure out how much to charge? So across the board is $35. Across the board is $35. So if you're charging under $35 for a ladies event, you are way under. $35 is totally normal across the United States. In other countries too. We have some people in different countries in our group, in France and Scotland, and I still advise them to charge that too. And then I actually went up on my prices. So mine are $45 now, just because my time's limited. And then I do a $5 discount if they sign up for a certain time, before a certain time. And again, we're going to talk more about that in the free workshop, Paint Party Revolution. So Trisha says, I held one class so far, charged $35 each. I had 16 ladies. Yay! Trisha, so how much is that? Do it on your calculator. 16 ladies times 35. We know expenses aren't a lot. This is really a service-based business. Who agrees that this is more of a service-based business? Susan wants to know, are the videos on consecutive days? No, the first video comes out on Thursday, May 2nd, in 2 days. Thursday, May 2nd. Look at those fingers. You can tell I'm having fun. Thursday, May 2nd. And then the second video comes out on Monday, May 6th. Is that right? May 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Monday, May 6th. So it's Thursday, May 2nd, Monday, May 6th. And then the third video comes out on May 9th. All right, so those are the dates. May 9th. So May 2nd, May 6th, and May 9th. Trisha says, my next paint party will be May 13th. Is that Mother's Day? No, the 12th. 12th is Mother's Day. Mother's Day, guys, are y'all going to come to the big celebration, the big birthday party? It's going to be on the Mother's Day, that night. Oh, good. Krista signed up. Yes, it was super fun. That's awesome. Kristen's here. We got Tabitha here. Hey, Amy. Marketing is my weak spot. Deborah, don't feel bad. Most people's marketing is their weak spot. That is totally normal. And I think what we tend to do is we think, oh, I'm not good at marketing, so I can't be good at this business. That is a bunch of baloney, because just like anything, we learn what works, then we adjust, then we readjust. I mean, marketing is a living, breathing thing. Like, it's never always one way every time. And so that's where I really, really love to like live and thrive. And I'm like, that's what keeps me up at night, is thinking about the ladies in Paint Party headquarters and what problems they're having, and how can I solve that and make it easier for them, or what can I do this month to make something go faster for them. You know, that's just like my constant nighttime routine, I think, is making it easier for them. So so don't feel bad. Marketing is, you know, just a part of the process. But you can be the best painter in the world, but if you can't figure out how to get people to sign up for your stuff, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can be the most caring person in the world, but if you can't figure out how to get prepaid painters, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. And I remember a few years back, I had a conversation with a lady, and it was a long time ago, and she called me, and you know, I usually don't take phone calls, and she called me just because my schedule's a little crazy these days. And she was like 92 years old, this sweet lady. And she was like, I just don't understand. I mean, you know, there's people out there and they're not doing near what I'm doing. I mean, I've had my stuff in Capitol buildings. Like, I've been honored with this award and that award. And, you know, here she is at the, you know, 92, you know, if we're going by what my daughter says, you know, she says everybody dies at 100. You know, that's what she used to say when she was younger. You know, if we're going by what my daughter says, she's, you know, 8 years left. And she's sitting here and she's just so sad. She's like, I don't understand. And I think there were two parts to that. Number one, she was comparing herself to everyone else. And that is the robber of joy. Do not compare yourself. You don't know where that other person has been, or what they have done, or what work they've put in to get to that point. So that's number one. Don't compare yourself. That poor, sweet old lady was comparing herself to all these people. And then number two, it does not matter. I know some of y'all are going to hate me for saying this, but it does not matter if you're the most talented. I can't tell you the last time I've painted a full painting at a paint party. Yes, I paint, and I love to paint, and I have a certain style, but I have not painted a full painting at a paint party in forever. Because that's not what it's about. Yes, you can guarantee I've painted it beforehand, so I know how to teach it, but it's more about showing a strategy, moving on, showing a strategy, moving on, and then being there to serve your guests. So I always like to say, like, it's more about service, and it's more about providing an experience and a place for them to create and to heal. I mean, art heals, you know, there's so much in that. So marketing is something I really help you with, and you'll see in those free videos too. What size painting for 35? You could do a 16 by 20. I've also done an 11 by 14. Kristen says 525. So she made 525 from that. That is amazing. Susan says, great, having a girls weekend and girls this weekend. So that's great. Signing up. Yes, and I'm going to be giving you so much information, but guys, it's your job. So I put a lot of time, energy, effort, time away from my family, all of those things to put these 3 videos together for you. I hope you enjoy them as much as I enjoy just trying to get as much packed in there as possible for you. Again, once the free series is over, those videos are locked up, okay? So I want to make sure they're not going to be posted on YouTube. They're not going to, you know, they'll be on this blog that I have and open to YouTube for just that 1 week. So make sure you take time. So if you want to right now get a piece of paper, I don't have one in front of me. Get a piece of paper, write down May 2nd to check your inbox from something from me, Texas Art and Soul, Heidi Easley. And May 6th is going to be the second one, and then May 3rd will be May 9th. I want you to watch those 20 minutes, literally, like while you're folding laundry, while you're taking your kids to school. Don't watch them, but, you know, play them, whatever it is that you need to do. Because again, those videos are going to be gone, and you can learn so much in just a matter of 3 videos in 1 week's time. So I've been putting together to do a paint night, but I had no luck. I need your help. Do you have any tips? Yes, I have so many tips for you. So many. So while you wait for Thursday, make sure, number one, you sign up for this. The link is in the description. While you wait for May 2nd, I want you to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. It's Texas Art and Soul, right there, Texas Art and Soul for YouTube. And I want you to subscribe and start watching those videos. You're going to find out so much information. So how much did you spend up front for out of pocket for your first party? Krista, I love this question. Oh my gosh. So this makes me so excited because those of you that don't know me, that are new to me, I actually, and you're gonna think I'm a loon because I'm excited about this, but over 10 years ago, we went bankrupt, we lost everything. I was really sad and depressed for a long time, but then, I ended up starting a surfboard painting business. You can see a couple of the surfboards behind there. And then I ended up, selling over 1,000 surfboards in less than 2 months. And it just totally changed my way of everything. It's just totally boosted my confidence because it was like God showed me, not only are you going to be okay, but you're going to be able to do what you love, which is painting for the rest of your life and be able to support your family. And so my first, official painting party, I was back in Texas. I was teaching full time. We lived in Florida for a while. I was back in Texas. I was teaching in, one of the best school districts. I thought, Frisco ISD. And I was loving my job. And then a teacher asked me, she said, hey, could you, teach a paint party for my church, my ladies group? And I had a picture of when I taught at that other place, and I, said, oh, you mean like this? And it's a picture of me with like 15 ladies, and we're all, holding up Starry Night. And she goes, yes, exactly like that. Like, can you do that for my church group? And so here's what I teach, Krista. I teach a profit every party, okay? Because I was in a position where we had lost everything, because I was in a position where we couldn't even get loans if we wanted to. Everything, we were at that place where, we couldn't do that. There's so many years where they don't allow credit cards anymore. We proved that we couldn't do it. We lost our house, just all this craziness happened. Well, I had to get resourceful. And here's the thing, some of you might be in a position where you can go out and you can buy easels when you first start, or you can buy aprons when you first start. I didn't have that. So what I did was I had my mismatched, art studio, which was basically, in a room and with all my junk that I've had for, years. And I just took all the brushes I had, which weren't nice ones like these. I just took any brush I had. I brought them all together. I bought, I had a couple of people pay in advance. And I bought, canvas with that. I took the paint I had from home, used everything I could, and only bought the Walmart paint for 50 cents that I could afford at that time. Now I am obsessed with Americana and I can't stop using it. But at that time, all I did was just buy the stuff from Walmart and just what I needed. And then from that very first party that I did like that, I was able to make a profit. So I am not a person who's like, oh, you need to get $7,000 and buy this and that and this. No, make a profit, then take a percentage of that, then go buy some aprons if you want, or go on Amazon and just get the plastic aprons that are like $10 for a little while. Or have you always done prepaid painters? No, that was a mistake of mine. Like I said, if I would have ever had the opportunity to learn from somebody, like if there was another lady that was online when I started this, oh my gosh, I would have fast-tracked my success. But I have learned through trial and error and lots of praying and lots of asking God to help me to the next step, that now I know all of the things not to do. I think sometimes taking action through fear, even when you're terrified, is sometimes the best way to learn. So now I only do prepaid painters. Deborah is signing up for the free workshop. Yay. If you're just joining us, just put just joined. And then also sometimes when you share videos, I do like to send happy mail to, I usually pick one person. So if you want to share, just put shared in the comments if you share it. And then make sure you sign up for this free video series. One more tip. I ask guests to pay a week in advance. I have been stuck with canvases before. Yes. So that's going to be normal to have extra canvases. I mean, I don't know if you can see over there. the pile of canvases. I always have canvases ready because I pre-draw stuff, and there's going to be more information about that coming up. But you want extra stuff just in case. So for example, yes, all prepaid, but if I have, I always bring 2 or 3 extra. So if somebody is like, hey, I brought my sister last minute, or if I accidentally counted wrong, for example, I am always ready, because who doesn't want, especially around the holidays, oh my gosh, the fall and Christmas, you can make an entire year's salary just from September 20th through December 20th. That's why it's important to start this now. That's why it's important to show people that you're doing this now, because it is insanely awesome. We had a lady that's in our paint party headquarters. She did 26 parties in 30 days last year. 26 parties in 30 days. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that. I didn't even do that. I have done a crap load of parties in a few weeks, but not that many. I mean, she's just like on fire, doing party after party after party. And she works full time. So that lady is busy, but you can make it as busy as you want, or once a month. Think if you did 1 party a month, 20 people at $40, that's $800 extra a month. If you just did that, $800 extra a month, put it into a pile, used it like Kelly, one of the girls in Paint Party headquarters, she's using it to rent a summer house, okay? Or hold it for a really cool Christmas. I love Christmas in New York City. That's like my favorite place to go. And I've been there 3 times during Christmas, and it's busy and it's crazy, but it's awesome. That's why it's busy and crazy, because it's awesome. And not everybody likes that. My husband hates that, but me and my daughter love it, and my mother-in-law. And so what if you put that $800 a month from that's just 1 party of 20. You don't have to be scattered and all over the place. Just pick one place and just do it once a month, and then just put that money aside. Let's see. Debbie says, healing is how I got into art. Art is very healing. Yes. Oh yeah. I was going to talk about anxiety real quick. Krista says, can we chat when this live is over? Yeah, Krista, just message me through Facebook, and then usually I can do voice record and make it kind of quick like that whenever I'm answering questions. And then if you have a question, Krista, I'd be more than happy to answer it right now too. Michaels has 16 by 20 canvases for $40 right now. Yeah, 20 packs, such a good deal. And sometimes they even run better deals. My friend Elba asked me to watch the video for her even when we were miles away. I enjoyed it so much. Oh, that's awesome, Wanda. Thank you, Elba. Elba says, I'm always afraid of what others will say when they can be cruel, so I do it as a hobby. Then to myself, I end up giving them away. Okay, Elba, let me write a thing down real quick. I don't want to forget this. This is very important. Hold on. I cannot forget this. For those of you who join in, I just want to say thank y'all for being here. I don't want to forget what I'm about to say. That was Elba. Okay, so basically we have talked about in this Facebook Live, and we've talked about the pricing for kids, anywhere from 12 to 30, depending on what it is. And then pricing for adults, you could start out at 25, but I would recommend starting at 35. And then as you do some and get more comfortable, get up to 40, and then 45 like I do with a $5 discount. But again, you want to make these parties like the best. I never just kind of halfway do a party ever. My full intent is in there. So I want to address what Elba said real quick. She said, I'm always afraid of what others will say. They can be so cruel. So I do it as a hobby to myself. Then I end up giving them away. Okay. So here's the thing with that. Okay. So me just being out there doing my art, I have never claimed to be the best artist ever. Never, ever have I claimed like, I'm the best artist. I'm the best painter. Guys, you have to have a shift in your thinking. What we are offering is an event. We are offering a way for people to escape and to create something fun by themselves or with their family and with their friends. People are cruel. And you have to really think about who you're sharing the stream with. So if you're going to watch this series starting May 2nd, which I highly recommend you do, even if you're just curious, even if you're just trying to bring some, maybe you're already teaching paint parties, but you just want to bring some excitement back to it. Watch this series, which you can get the link in the description. But here's the thing. I learned a long time ago, and I still have to watch myself. I'll have a new idea come up, or I'll be excited about something, and I am so excited. Like, I know God wants me to do something, and I am excited, and I have a passion for it, and I have all this excitement for it, and then I go and tell a family member, or I go and tell one of my friends. You know what happens? All of their things that are with them bubbles up, right? It's not that they don't believe that we can do it, but all of their fears start to bubble up. They don't even mean to, but they come back with, well, what about this? What about that? And by the time you've had the conversation, they've done talked you out of like what you were excited about, like what you're, know is going to work and know is going to happen, right? Only a few people. Like when you have excitement like that, and when you have inspiration like that, I mean, take action while you are inspired. Like immediately take action. So if you don't want to wait till May 2nd and you want to throw a guinea pig party, which basically means you invite a couple of friends and family over this weekend and you say, hey, I'm going to teach you how to paint. You don't have to pay anything. I just want to see how it works. Then do it while you're excited. But what I have learned is sometimes I have to refrain. I have to know which friends and which family I can tell what to, okay? So I know I can always go to my mom. And I know no matter what I say, no matter how crazy the idea is, she's always gonna go, that sounds really cool. Huh, I can't wait to see how that plays out. But because she totally believes in me. She totally knows what I'm saying is something I'm gonna take action on and do, right? But then there's other people that I'll talk to that their limiting beliefs, their words or things that they've started and didn't finish come out and they don't mean to. So you have to give people grace. But with that, you have to have wisdom to know that sometimes you just don't want to, don't tell people, just show people, that's what I've done a lot of times. I've just held it back and then just shown it. And then I'll have people go, did you really have 100 people at that party? Like, was that really 100 people that you posted about? And then they see like, wait, that girl's for real. Wait, Noelle really had 20 people. Wait, Leanne really had 26 parties. I mean, it's a lot of different things by showing them. So you got to kind of get a thick skin, but then you also have to be wise for knowing who you can talk about with some stuff. So I tell my husband pretty much everything, but there is a project that I'm working on right now that I have not told him about because I don't want anything to come about it. Not that he doesn't believe in me, not that he doesn't know that I'm going to do it and then rock it and it's going to be awesome. But I don't want anything because I know what that project's going to mean in the future to the people in Paint Party headquarters, to the people, doing paint party businesses. I know what that's going to mean and I know how big of a role that's going to play in people with paint party businesses, mobile paint party businesses. So I am keeping it to myself and it's something I'm working on kind of underground, it's all just happening before I'm ready to release it to the world. So I wanted to talk about that, Elba, and I hope that you'll just kind of find that confidence. And also through action, you start to gain confidence. So do you buy paints wholesale? I'm just buying from Hobby Lobby. Deborah, okay, so May 2nd, this one's going to tell you all those answers. So make sure you watch for May 2nd. Oh, thank y'all for sharing, Trisha, Elba, Allison. Amy says, do Paint Party headquarters members need to sign up or will we get it anyway? And Amy, it is in the units already for you. So you have access to it right now. So go to the units and then if you want to post a question in Paint Party headquarters, I can tag you in it. Those of you that aren't sure what Paint Party headquarters is, it's basically where every month I give you a new painting tutorial that you have rights to, step-by-step instructions, stencils for those of you that are brand new to painting, written instructions, everything that you can just take it and start a paint party business. I also give you marketing hacks every month, social media hacks, and we do a prayer and gratitude meeting that's optional. And And we're actually opening the doors on Mother's Day. The 1-year anniversary. Oh, so excited. But before that, you have the free workshop that's going to get you going so fast. Okay, wow, 26 and 30 days. Yeah, she is a rock star. Krista, I would love to do one a week. Financial peace. And then Liz says, I am so not a crafter, but always wanted to be. And now I've retired my book display business and pursuing my dream of becoming an accidental artist. Okay, Liz, you're going to love this. Brenda, who is in Paint Party headquarters, she actually just started painting. She's a grandma. She, before she started into Paint Party headquarters, she had only painted 5 paintings. 5 paintings. 5, that's it, 5. And she just had a passion for it and loved it and wanted to make some extra money. And she lives in literally, I mean, I've been to her house on my way to Florida for the past 3 years. Me and my daughter do like a Texas to Florida paint party tour where we travel and teach paint parties, and it's so much fun. So I ended up staying with her the past 3 years. I think we're gonna stay with her again. And she had only painted 5 times, but she had this passion and excitement for God and for sharing God's love through art. And that's what it's about. It's not about being this best painter. It's really about, knowing how to do a simple painting, which, tutorials will help you with that. So go to my YouTube. And then also knowing how to do that and then teaching it to other people, which again, I teach you how to do that. So you don't have to be this massive painter. Some people have a whole business on this, just doing, stencil signs. And the painted prayers, if you go to TexasArtandSoul.com, scroll down a little bit, you'll see the 5-day painted prayer challenge. Take that. You will see that you could base an entire business just on doing painted prayer events. You don't have to have any artsy skill for that. And I teach you exactly how to do that. Okay, so yeah, just go for it. Liz says organic blood pressure reducer. Yes, that's the truth. Let's see. Oh, my grandma's on here. Hi, Grandma. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. Elba, you can do it. You have the energy, passion, and ability. You go ahead, girl. Yes. Oh, I love Wanda with friends inspiring. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk about, anxiety. Who here struggles with anxiety? And you can put I do, or you could put a heart, or you could, if you're not wanting to tell the world. But I will just quickly tell you my anxiety struggles. I have a lot of them. I know I probably don't look like it right now, but I have struggled with anxiety even before I had my daughter, and she's about to turn 13. Really just hard, like debilitating sometimes anxiety. And it's just been a really struggle for me. And so what I have noticed, and the coolest thing is like sometimes when I'm getting ready for a party, like, okay, so I might have a party on the date. Like I might have, okay, Thursday we have a paint party scheduled. Next Wednesday I have a really large paint party scheduled for some kids. And used to, and I still have it sometimes. It's like if I'm not taking action, if I'm not preparing for the party, I will start to get anxious. Okay, and I'll start to get anxiety, and I'll start to go, oh my gosh, is this gonna work? And I've done this 1,000 times, right? But I think really, guys, it's when our fear creeps up no matter what stage of the game we're in, whether we've done 0 parties or whether we've done 200 parties, it still creeps up, and we all still have to manage it a certain way. So last week, for example, I was doing a party, and what I've noticed about myself is if I go ahead and get part of the stuff packed, and I know I only have brushes to get ready, the design, whatever those few things are left, and I have a checklist, whatever those few things are left to get ready, then my nerves calm. But if I wait till the day of, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get like all of this ready and still do this and still do that, and what if it doesn't work? That's when my anxiety goes crazy. But here's the coolest part. Even with all of that, when I get to a party and I start, and the whole reason I'm telling you this is because when you take action, anxiety will go away. So a lot of people, when you start to talk about anxiety, what feelings do you have, right? When you start to talk about excitement, what feelings do you have? A lot of those are the same. It's just which one are you? Do you channel it into anxiety and think everything's gonna go bad, or do you channel it into excitement? So what I've been doing to really handle my anxiety, because if you have anxiety problems, you understand it just comes on. Like, it's not like you're working yourself up to anxiety. Like, all of a sudden it just hits you and you're like, dang it, not now, like, I'm busy. And so what I do is I really channel that and just, turn it into taking action. And the craziest thing happens. The craziest thing. When I'm at a paint party and I start to get set up and I'm praying for those women as they come, I'm praying, like, as I'm putting their paper towels down, I'm praying that, whatever happens tonight, I hope they just, like, can, get their mind off any troubles and just have fun. But what I've noticed is that it immediately goes away. And you know why it goes away? Does anybody have a guess? It goes away because I'm not thinking about myself. I'm not thinking about all the things I have to do. I have switched my focus on how can I help these women? How can I serve these women? How can I make this the best paint party event? To me, it's not about a paint party. It's about providing an experience for these women to get away from their lives, whether they're good lives or their bad lives or whatever is going on, getting away from their situation. It's about loving them. It's about giving them confidence to try something new. Even though we're just doing cutesy, fun art designs, it's still an escape. It is still an escape. So guys, I want you to remember it's all about thinking about them. It's all about service to them and showing God's love through art. It's not just a paint party. Kristen says, because you're not thinking about you, but them. Yes, great, agreed. God first, always God first. So yeah, so that's just kind of my take on it. So we just went over charging for kids, charging for ladies, why it's different, why it is important that you charge. And then the biggest takeaway from this, you need to be on this list for Thursday. Today is Tuesday, May 2nd. This is coming out. If you know anybody that can benefit from this, share this with them, okay? Because May 2nd, it's going to happen May 2nd, May 6th, and May 9th. And then the videos are going to be gone. So I want you to get all of that information. They're only about 20 minutes long. So please share with some of your friends. And May 2nd, Paint Party Revolution, the 3 video series is coming out. I do not want you to miss it. Anyway, I hope that helps. If you have more questions, let me know or just message me. I'll try to get to those sometime today or tomorrow. And then if you're interested in doing your very own painted prayer, ooh, the gold's starting to really shine. If you're interested in doing your very own painted prayer, go to Texas Art and Soul and just scroll down. You'll see it. You can take the 5-day challenge. And then if you go to YouTube, if you're ready to get started right now, check out YouTube. Please subscribe, and there's tons of videos for you there. All right, guys, I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.